Oh. Of course, I have to make a dramatic entrance here. Hello, my name is Nikki Schumacher. I am practically imperfect in every single way. This community seeks to help you love your families practically and imperfectly. I am going to get ready and chat about why I don't always look presentable. I don't always get ready. And tips for dealing with chronic pain. Pardon my hand there. And I am doing a little day drinking, so if you're offended by bourbon, this channel might not be for you. So, I love the Fly Lady. She has a concept called Get Dressed to Shoes. That is one of her like 11 commandments. Get dressed to shoes every single day. And I actually 100% agree with her concepts. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say 100%. I'm gonna put on some more moisturizer. I live in Idaho, it's super dry here. So don't be alarmed at the amount of grease I put on my face. But, and I discovered her a long time ago. Gosh, long before my children were born. And she is amazing. There are a couple other YouTubers I follow. Jennifer Scott of the Daily Connoisseur is another one. She has a phrase, look presentable always. And I do agree that that is something that you should strive for. And I realized that I was starting to feel guilty if I didn't look presentable always, even on the days when I had like really, really bad chronic pain. Many of you guys know my story, many of you don't. I'll try to not go into too many of the details because I don't want to bore you guys. But, and if you really want to catch up, you could probably watch some of my old videos to catch up about that. But long story short, I had chronic pain starting in high school, probably around age 14, started to develop like rheumatoid arthritis symptoms. And, but it was always manageable. It wasn't that big of a deal. It didn't, I have a really high pain tolerance. It didn't affect my life too much. And then, about 8 years ago when I got pregnant with my first child, I started having really major flare-ups of pubic symphysis dysfunction that made it really hard to walk at all, except to maybe go to the bathroom. And even that was really, really hard. So I'm talking the average person is supposed to take 10,000 steps a day. There were years where I only took maybe 1,000 steps a day. And what am I looking for here? Okay, powder. And so I still always, I mean, I had already been a sold out Fly Lady fanatic at this point. And I prefer wearing dresses, looking a little bit more feminine, not just wearing leggings all around, that kind of thing. But what I have realized is that sometimes if you're really, really having chronic pain, yes, getting dressed can make you feel better. Pulling yourself together as much as you can. When you look better, you feel better to an extent. But sometimes if you only have 1,000 steps a day, getting dressed, like getting a nice outfit on can be just 1,000 steps a day. Getting a nice outfit on, washing your hair, blow drying, all of that kind of thing can take up all the available steps that you have if you have some kind of an injury or a chronic pain situation. And if you're like me and this is going on for years, you think, gosh, I don't want to just get dressed every day and that's all I do and that's all the strength I have left. And so I've discovered what works for me, and I think I might change the title because it might be more helpful. I've discovered loop scheduling, and I have applied that to everything. So that means that if I'm really having a big flare up, to where I am like only able to walk 1,000 steps a day, you know, I have children, I have a husband, I have a house, and I might actually say, you know what, if I look like crap today, that's okay, but if I can only get one thing done, I kind of loop the really important things that need my steps. And that might be playing in the backyard with my kids. That might be getting the kitchen cleaned up. And that might be walking some laundry down to the laundry room. And I have found that this quite often has kept our lives a lot more manageable, if that makes sense. So yes, if you have it in you, do I think getting dressed every day is so important? Absolutely. But I find myself slipping into these really dogmatic philosophies and thinking that there is never any nuance. And if you have chronic pain, there is nuance. Like if there are literally months and months that go by where you are on this, you know, you're going through something where literally you can't take that many steps, but you have dreams and goals for your life that you want to move forward, such as homeschooling your children. Maybe you want to cook something that day. Maybe you want to do something for someone else. The truth of it is, if you only have 1,000 steps, you only have 1,000 steps. And so I found that while yes, I do like to get dressed, it was very freeing to say it's a great wisdom concept. It's a great concept. It's wise to get dressed every day. The Proverbs 31 woman, she's clothed with dignity and strength. She's clothed in scarlet. Her family is clothed well. Pardon me while I take a drink here. But these are not set in stone principles that it's like you're breaking one of the 10 commandments if you break them. And I really do fall into that. I mean, less and less as I get older. I'm 39 and a half. And I catch myself being locked to these rules that are not like in the Bible or anything. And then I realize, oh, actually that is not working for me. And that was something that I realized that like, if I, because a lot of times tiredness comes with chronic pain as well. And I'm not going to let my children's education slide. You know, most of us are homeschooling these days. Some of you are distance learning. But yeah, sometimes if I can only get one thing done that day, I have to look and say, what is my most important task today? And it might be a reading lesson for my children, you know, and I might have a greasy mom bun while I'm wearing it, and I might be wearing a cute pair. Now, do I have hacks that make me, hi, how are you? I'm doing very, very well today. I hope you're doing well I hope you're doing well as well. Today, the subject, if you just joined, is chronic pain and how I use loop scheduling for that. So I use my Fly Lady app, and I've also used Google Keep in the past, which is similar, and I will keep my to-do lists on there, and anything I didn't get done the day before, I will just go down the line and try to get that done. And I'll try to do it, you know, in order of importance. And that way, even if I'm having a really big flare up, like, to be honest, the last couple weeks I felt really, really good. But before that, There was just one thing after another. And, you know, I've learned to manage it and still be productive. So, I mean, if I didn't get to a reading lesson the day before, but I was dressed the day before, it might be kind of more of a dry shampoo and leggings day. And that's another thing, like, philosophically, I want to not like leggings. I want to not like them. I want to be feminine and wear dresses and look presentable and not be so casual. But honestly, that's an extra biblical rule that I've placed on myself. And the fact of the matter is, if you experience chronic pain, leggings are super comfortable. And I've just realized that I do really like them. Do I like wearing them out that much? Not really. But as far as like just hopping up, throwing on some dry shampoo and teaching, homeschooling my kids, that's sometimes what you got to do if you only have so much strength and your health is just having a rough time of it. So I hope that makes sense. And I guess really the overarching principle is principles are good, but we need to sometimes take a step back and ask ourselves if we're holding on to a principle that's not actually helping. Because sometimes I was finding myself, sorry if I was covering my face to use this little mirror, I was finding myself, because just for me personally, I love Fly Lady so much. Just about anything she says, I'm like, wow, she's so smart. But I was finding myself with the getting dressed every day. When you wake up and you're in pain, if you're not motivated to get dressed, I was not motivated to get dressed because I'm just like, oh my gosh, pulling on a dress or pulling on some jeans would hurt so much right now that I just am not motivated to do it. But I might be motivated to do something else that needs to be done. Just maybe that is answer some emails for my YouTube, or I think the big one that comes to mind right now is education, because it's fall. School just started up in September for us. Really, we do school year round. But I kind of go with the weather and what's going on in our life. Like, I make our own homeschool schedule. But that's one that's like, hi, how are you? I'm new to your channel. I'm curious about the makeup. I never use anything because I'm pregnant. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not a makeup guru. I used to sell artistry cosmetics, and technically I still do. And that's mostly what I use. And I got this is Wet n Wild from the grocery store. So probably not the best person to be asking about makeup. I kind of do these get ready with me's just to like fit them in sometimes. But yeah, if you have a question on anything specific, I can tell you where I got it. Or I can link you to my artistry makeup biz. But honestly, at this point, yeah, it's not really a big part of my life. So let's see what else. I have some primer. This is highlighting tint, and we're really excited to, my kids had their homeschool co-op today, and my husband took them to that because he teaches high school Christian worldview class, I guess you could say. And so I stayed home and I was feeling really good and was able to get the house clean. Not like super clean. I mean, I was able to get it tidied up because we had all been sick like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then anyway, you guys don't need to know all that. We had gotten behind. And last night we took my 3-year-old out for her birthday dinner. She turned 4, and we went to like a Chinese buffet. We had a lot of fun. And then today we're gonna do presents. And so I also was able to wrap presents while they went to the homeschool co-op. So that's really cool that my husband works from home and he's able to take them to co-op since he has a gift for teaching high schoolers. And yeah. What else? You know, I think I'll add eyebrows. I graduated high school in like 1999, and we all super duper plucked our eyebrows back then. So that's one of the things that I still deal with, is like I have these sparsy spots. Right, yeah. But my makeup table, ooh, my makeup table is pretty covered. This is bourbon and Coke, if anybody's wondering. Have any of you seen my eyebrow brush? Because if you could like spot it for me, that would be great. So it's like what I really need to do next. Oh, there it is. Okay. If I would like organize all this stuff, like if you guys could see, my makeup table is just covered in stuff. Covered in makeup, really. But so that was my main point, is that when you have chronic pain, sometimes you kind of have to figure out some life hacks, and loop scheduling honestly is great for anything. I do that even in homeschooling. Like if we did reading and writing one day, but then something happened and we weren't able to get to math that day, well then the next day, you know, I'm going to start with math. And that's what you call a loop schedule, where life is too busy to get to every single thing that you need to do every single day. And so you kind of loop it. And that has really helped us out. And I have also found that if you're sick or you have chronic pain and things are really, really, really rough, the two things that have to get done in your life is laundry and dishes. They don't have to be folded and put away, but the laundry has to be turned over. And so that's part of those steps too. Like if you're a spoonie and you only have, like I said, for example, if you look at I have an iPhone, so it tracks your steps every week, every month, every day. And I've just gotten back up to like 8,000 steps again, which is pretty exciting. But if you look back over the last couple of years, it was 1,000 steps a day because I was pregnant or I was healing from pregnancy. And I have some kind of condition that I won't get into that makes it a little bit of a rougher recovery. And so if you use your 1,000 steps to get dressed every day, and that's all you do every single day, well, great, you look good. And I think that there are two evil thoughts here. Evil comes in polar pairs. C.S. Lewis said that somewhere. I don't know where I read it, but he said it. That, oh, it's bad to try to be beautiful, and it's just worldly and materialistic, and they use that verse out of context, that your beauty should come from, instead of braided hair and gold jewelry, it should come from, you know, your good works and your gentle, quiet spirit. And but the truth is, we are made in God's image, and He is a beautifier. He created this beautiful world, and He created us, and women especially are beautifiers. So that's great. But at the same time, there's so much to beauty that if we look down on ourselves for not, and I've swing both ways. If we look down on ourselves for not having a certain standard in our appearance, then that's really hard for a person who does struggle with chronic pain, because, you know, if you got up and you had a messy mom bun, but you were able to do the dishes for your family, or cook something yummy for your family, or just put clean underwear in everybody's drawer, you know, and just try to keep things running smoothly, that is beautiful. And that is the kind of beauty that does not fade. And so no, there's nothing wrong with, you know, look, I'm putting on makeup, I'm going to try to look nice because it's my daughter's celebration today for her birthday. It's not her actual birthday, but today's the day we're celebrating because my husband has off. Yeah, I want to look nice, and my kids appreciate that. But I'm feeling great today. I'm able to do a lot of things today. So some days, if I have a chronic pain flare up, yes, all I do is I get dressed and feel good that I was able to get dressed. But then other days, it's like, you know what? I'm wearing the same cute pair of leggings that I went to bed in, and I threw my hair up in a bun, and I used the little bit of strength that I had to get one of my most important tasks done off the list. And that is beautiful too. So that was just something on my heart. And I think, honestly, a lot of times I share things with you guys because it's just what I'm dealing with. Like feeling guilty, like, oh man, I look like crap. And then I watch this other person's channel. Now, this isn't her fault at all. She's great. You know, I watch like The Daily Connoisseur or Inspired by Nikki, and they always just look beautiful, and they have this standard of looking presentable always. And it's just not something that I'm able to do. Now, if I could hire a cleaning lady, that would be great. Yeah, I think that I was just getting off in my thinking and being very imbalanced, if that makes sense. So, well, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I think I should put lips on. What do you guys think? Anyway, I hope someone finds that helpful. I hope wherever you are that you are healthy and safe. I hope you know you are good, you are precious, grace, and peace.